The latest in tech and accessibility. This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Welcome back. Now, we've been talking this week about Be My Eyes, a fantastic app which has been available for a number of years, and it brings together sighted and blind and partially sighted people, and it allows people who are sighted to aid those who are blind and partially sighted, like me, who use this app to identify odd socks, or, you know, you've dropped something on the floor and generally that would mean it's gone forever. But with a sighted volunteer on the phone, being able to see through the camera on my device, they're able to help me locate that item. And it really is a life-changing app. Now, they've actually developed a new feature just in the last few months using the latest artificial intelligence. And this week, I got the chance to sit down with the CEO and chairman of Be My Eyes, Mike Buckley, to tell us all about it and the work that they've done with OpenAI. Could you tell us perhaps about the relationship that you have with OpenAI, how that got started, and also explain to us the time frame, because I think this is rather interesting from the point that you learned you could implement these features from OpenAI into Be My Eyes to the point that you were able to roll it out.
It is. Thank you for saying that, and I want to say thank you to OpenAI, and I want to give a giant thanks to not only our engineering team, but also you guys, right?
I'm telling you, our
all of the
computers
beta
are
testers
too
who
good.
helped us really put this product through its paces, Stephen. You know, I think it's improved remarkably over the last several months, but thank you both, and thank you to all the people who are blind or low vision that helped us out in the beta.
The feature has been in beta now for a good few months. How did you know this was the moment to launch it? How did you know now was right?
You know, overall better performance, right? And how do we define that? Accuracy of image description is certainly one. That was very important to us. Two, we had to do a number of UI, UX things that the beta testers were especially helpful for, right? How to make the product easier to use. Perhaps the most important thing is the partnership with OpenAI. You know, they and we both felt that from a safety and efficacy standpoint, the product got to the place where it needed to be. And I think anecdotally, what we've received back from our community is that hallucinations are very rare now. Whereas I think they were a little more frequent in the beginning. And thankfully, OCR, you know, and reading text generally has dramatically improved as well. And so I think that we're confident that the product almost all the time will perform in a manner that we think our community deserves.
You did take a long time to launch the feature fully. Be My Eyes is used by hundreds of thousands of blind people every single day. Was losing trust a concern if it wasn't right?
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's everything, right, Stephen? I will say, though, it was very hard to wait as long as we did, you know, and it was only, 4.5 or 5 months, I guess. But, you know, having seen the difference that this can make in people's lives, we had a sense of urgency about wanting to get it out there because of the utility of it. The passion of the community around this product is frankly unlike anything I've ever seen. I have been lit up more than once by members of our community for various things, not the least of which is, you know, going off the cuff and saying, hey, let's admit 5 people to the beta test who are listening to Double Tap, you know, which I did with you guys a couple of months ago. And I heard from a few folks about how that maybe wasn't fair to people who had been waiting, which was good feedback. That wait was difficult because we did have a sense of urgency, but I think we feel very good about the product right now. We're still open to feedback, and I'm sure it will come in a voluminous fashion.
I want to talk a little bit about privacy concerns, because of course that is real across this new emerging world of artificial intelligence, right? We're all concerned about privacy. But interestingly, one area where OpenAI was trying to make sure privacy was number one was by blurring faces. And this actually created a barrier to the blind community who wanted to access their photos in more detail. And you got quite a bit of feedback about that.
Yeah, I would put the word fixed in quotations. I think it's really important that we have to be honest with people, right? The reality is, in the overwhelming majority of places globally, robust facial descriptions and human descriptions will be available, and we're incredibly excited about that. However, there will be, and there are, certain geolocations where faces will be blurred. And I want to be transparent about this. Illinois is one place where the facial description experience will not work in the near term. They have a 15-year-old law, the Biometric Information Privacy Act, that prohibits using biometric scanning to identify faces. Now, we don't do biometric scanning, right? It's not facial ID. What we do is, and what OpenAI does, is facial description. However, that particular law has resulted in past litigation that's cost companies literally hundreds of millions of dollars to defend. And even though we don't identify faces, and even though we believe our descriptions do not violate this Illinois Act.
But this is something you've managed to sort out, right?
We are taking a cautious approach initially to protect the service for the millions of people who are blind and low vision that are going to use it. And we're going to try to work with Illinois and any other jurisdictions that have laws that may pose a question as to, you know, whether or not it's legal to give these descriptions of faces. And so, you know, in Illinois, the experience will not be the 100% experience. And I'm disappointed by that, but it's a necessity. And we're going to be transparent and honest about it. And we are going to be talking to legislators in Illinois and hopefully getting some type of a carve out there. I'm sure it'll take longer than all of us want. You know, when I started reading some of the things publicly on Twitter, Facebook, elsewhere, that, you know, where there was anger when the faces were blurred, you know, my initial instinct was a little bit of defensiveness, or, you know, hey, you know, come on, this is OpenAI's product, they were doing this, and we're just trying to do what we can for the community. But you know what, the more people you talk to, you understand the passion, right, and the desire, and frankly the need for that description. That it's not enough just to build a good product, that we also have to keep in mind advocacy all the time as well.
So how are you feeling today now that the feature is available widely?
Well, again, and I appreciate both of your help on this, as well as the community of beta testers. Look, I'm incredibly excited. We still want your feedback, and there are many ways to do that within the app. I want the community to know that, you know, we are committed to incredibly rapid development and iteration here. And I do want to thank our CTO, Jesper, and our team of engineers. These folks haven't slept a lot in the last few months. The good thing is they're happy about it, but I want to thank them a lot for their efforts. It's been an exciting process.
You know, at the core of Be My Eyes, it's all about people. What is the role of volunteers going forward?
Well, Stephen, as you know, it started out as a volunteer service where someone who's blind or has low vision, through a quick press of a button or a voice command, can be connected with a human volunteer to help with their sight needs. So you're trying to find your green sweater, you're trying to set a thermostat, where's the tomato soup amongst the cans in your kitchen, and that volunteer then describes that image to you. What we've done today is now launch globally a means for you as a blind or low vision user to get that information on your own through artificial intelligence by pointing your phone, clicking one button to take a picture, and getting a robust visual description of what's in the camera angle. And so it's really an evolution and extension of the initial purpose of the app, which was to provide assistance with sight. And now our community is hopefully empowered to do more of this independently on their own when they choose to do so.
Now, everyone will want access to this immediately. When can our viewers expect to get access to this feature? You're rolling it out over the next few weeks, right?
Yeah, it's first of all, thank you to OpenAI. They have been remarkably great to work with. We are a very small fish in an enormous pond that they're playing in right now, but they've been great to us. We had our first conversation in February about this. We launched it together 6 weeks later in March, and now 4.5 months later, we're launching it to the world. And so the relationship has been excellent, and I can't thank them enough.
I can only imagine what kind of week it has been for you. Congratulations on the launch. Do come back soon and tell us more about it. That was Chairman and CEO of Be My Eyes, Mike Buckley. Great to talk to him this week. And of course, a fantastic week for this app. And like Mike says, you can expect this feature to roll out over the next couple of weeks. So if you haven't got it yet, don't worry, it is coming.
And guess who played a big part in the rollout of that AI service? Our own Sean Priest, who's going to be joining us back here in just a moment, as well as the debut of season number 2 of Shaun of the Shed. So stick around. It is Access Tech Live.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back.